It's kind of hard to describe, man. Something that I'm not in control of because, again, it's like letting it just flow. And I was trying to give an example of once you have acquired an amount of intel in your musical library, it don't matter what you pull from, it's there, and you can just go to it, man, and just go to it, and just anything, is subject to happen. When I say anything is subject to happen, when I say anything is subject to happen, when I say anything is subject to happen. That's very good. As I said, anything is subject to happen. And when it gets to that feel of comfortability for you, um, it's like I'm playing in shows and I'm talking, and I know people in the audience may think this guy's crazy because I'm talking to somebody that's not there, and I'm surprised and I'm amazed because it's not me that's in control of what's happening. To be honest with you, it's coming from somewhere else. And then I'll catch myself, excuse my French, I'll say, God dang, did you just hear that? You know what I mean? It's like, it's not me that's happening. So I'm talking and I'm like, wow, whoa, so when I'm up there and I'm like the WWE, it's like I'm so overwhelmed because what you don't know is I'm getting a show too. Yeah. But I got the best seat in the house. And it's a beautiful situation, man. It's beautiful, man. Inspiration is powerful, powerful, man. To be made to practice can seem like homework, which I know we all hate homework, right? When inspiration is driving you, don't even feel like homework. You got 72 hours to pass, and you don't even know you've been practicing for that long. Inspiration does that. You find that person or persons that move you like that, you'll never go wrong. You'll always be practicing on something. Sometimes you gotta dig in and learn stuff that don't inspire you too. You gotta push yourself. Always try to push yourself. And not that any of you think that, but never feel like you know it all. Because the moment you think you do, there goes a Jeff Beck. There goes a Joe Bonamassa. There goes a Robert Randolph. There goes a Derek Trucks. There goes a Eric&earl. There you go. Didn't mean to say that. There's always something, Jeff Healy or Stanley Jordan. Yes. Or Wes Montgomery, or Tuck Andres, or Monty Montgomery, or Doe Bramhall, or Albert King, or Robert Trower, or Frank Marino, or Stevie Ray. It's a lot. Take something from all, and you go in there and mix up your own pot of gumbo. You won't be disappointed. At this point, I will take a couple of questions if you guys got some. Okay, what you got?
All right. I noticed when you play some insane, crazy, beautiful chords. What was your first inspiration, or just when did you start picking that up?
Man, I was raised in the church, man. I'm gonna just break it all the way down to you. I was raised in the church. I got an uncle that played, and I started out on drums at 3, and then I went to bass guitar. A lot of people don't know that I'm a drummer and I'm a bass player. Then I went to guitar at 4 years old. So I have an inclination of all of that circumference. And being in church and hearing these organ B3 keyboard players, and I was hearing that, and that blew my mind. I mean, you go from one chord, you just go from, you got a 1 and a 4. But what a keyboard player does is they do all kind of passing chords. And I was like, man, I'm gonna figure that out, man. And then you got, and I said, you know what? I'm sold. I gotta, it's just too much in me right now. You know what I mean? If it moves me, I know it'll move somebody else. So it just took me that, like, dude, I like that, man. I like that. So I started, delving into that and opening up my catalog to learn more stuff from keyboard players. And just like, a lot of people like, man, your chord, just same question you just asked me, and I'm like, man, this is crazy to me listening to a whole lot of keyboard players and other guitar players that really just in the chord situation, you know what I mean? And then you take that with the combination of, other styles, and you mix and blend that together, man, it's a beautiful combination, man. It's seeming as though that's what I'm kind of being known for, is my chord and, and note choice situations that I like to fuse together. And who would have thought that somebody uses my name when you're talking about that kind of style? Beautiful situation. Yeah. Did I answer your question? All right. Anybody else? Don't be afraid now.
I got one for you.
What you got?
All the augmented and diminished, all that stuff that you're doing, in which I agree with him. I sure love what you do. I gotta say that.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Okay, and we all know you're upside down. It makes it real hard to take anything away from this little group right here, you know what I mean? But I'm here for it. But in the beginning, and I know it was kind of nonsense to you because that's the way you learned in the beginning. But how much of the choice of chords that you used, how much of that do you attribute to your upside down playing? I mean, wasn't that some of it?
That's a very good question.
All right, thank you.
Me playing upside down for years, I didn't know it was upside down.
Exactly.
That wasn't even something that I even thought about. By the time I learned that it was the wrong way, it was too late. I was about 10 songs in by then, you know what I mean? I was the solos, the rhythm and everything, all at the same time, bass line, everything. I figured it out. So it's like, there's no such thing as you can't, because predominantly everybody I learned from were right-handed players.
Sure enough. You had what, 2 brothers that
Yeah, when I say learn from, I'm not meaning my family. I'm talking about who I was turned on to. Robin Trower, Frank Marino,
Yeah.
Stevie Ray. Well, Albert King was that fan, but I didn't even know that. You know what I mean? So I was just I sat with it and figured it out and didn't even know that my approach was quote unquote not right.
Oh, I never
But
said not
there's
right.
no not right. It's whatever works for you.
Right.
So I think that as I've learned a little bit more, there are some advantages that I think there's some open notes that I can, do in such as a chord. I mean, it's not that easy, to hit as a right-handed person, but chords like that, the person that I'm going to tell you where I got the idea for chords like that is Eric Johnson. He's one of my best friends. We played together before, and I heard these chords this dude was hitting, had no knowledge of it was the other way. But I figured it out some kind of way. Now, he's the one dude that I have seen that can hit this chord as a right-handed player.
Yes, sir.
And it's doable. You gotta do some contortion, this sort of stuff, but it's very doable.
Still working on that.
Yeah, man, and it's like, man, there's a way to figure it out. And, there has come about to be some advantages for me.
Yes, sir.
That I feel like coming from the bottom, if I got open strings, and I'm borrowing from the bottom, you know what I mean? So, it's just that, you know what I mean? It's just, let's let them come on in, y'all late stragglers, get on in here and have a seat. I'll take it up with y'all after class. What? See, you too. So yeah, man, come on, you got something else? You asked another question. You guys interesting?
Well, I've been watching you working for a while, and no doubt, from my vantage point, it's kind of rethinking a whole lot of stuff, and I nearly got to stand on my head to watch you anyway.
Hey, man. Hey.
Yeah. And I've entertained it, but I learned late enough in life. That's the one thing I've noticed is like people that learn early, like you, tend to take a right-handed guitar and throw it over the other way, whereas I took it up late in life, so I always strung it right.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand a word of what you just said. Sorry, run the last part by me again.
I play left-handed, but I string it with a little string on the bottom.
Okay, like him.
So I learned it late in life.
I got you.
Saying all the left-handers that I know that play upside down, they took it up at an early age.
Okay, yeah, right. I got you. I was, pardon me, I'm a jokester too, so I kind of.
I love that about you.
I mean, but trust me, I've had somebody say the very same thing to me before. I'm sorry, I didn't understand nothing you just said. It's happened to me before. So.
It worked on me.
I mean, but I really didn't understand nothing you said. I had to do that again. I mean, somebody got a thicker accent than me. I thought I was bad.
It's that Memphis acting.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, brother. So, yeah, man, it's some, I don't know if I necessarily call it an advantage to me. I didn't even know if it's one. You know what I mean? Like the GIT and Berkeley College of Music, like in the day, if I walked in there playing like this, I got kicked out because I know of several players that went in there like that back in like the 90s and late 80s or whatever. They told them to come back when you learn how to play the right way.
I guarantee the stuff that you're doing different, nobody misses.
You know what? I'm thinking about starting a school of my own.
There you go. That makes sense.
And bring them in and say, whether you playing with your toes,
Right.
your arm, your elbows, it don't matter. Whatever gets the job done, that's what works. Am I right?
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
It all makes sense.
Yes,
One way or another.
Yeah.
So, and me and my wife was talking about it, and we were talking about it. She was like, babe, a lot of people are mesmerized by your playing, and I was like, okay, you got a point. And then she said, and then excuse that part, but then the fact that you playing that thing upside down and back, I said, babe, you know what, you just told